How's it going, everybody? How were the fights yesterday? Did you enjoy the card? Did you enjoy the fights? I had a great time at the Twice concert, gotta say. I'm very tired. I got home at 2:30 last night, and not the latest time to go to bed, but I was already up at that point for 22 hours. I couldn't sleep, so I was up at 3:40, just chilled before going to my friend's house in the morning. Drove a couple hours to LA, and then walked around all day before the venue opened. Shopped and shit like that. And then when we actually got to the venue, it was a lot of line waiting to, get in, to get merchandise, and to chill. And of course, by 7 p.m., it was the concert. Lots of high energy, right? You know the drill. If you've ever been to any show, chances are you're gonna, be yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs. My voice isn't quite the same. It's not completely ruined today, but it is different from it is normally. I think, at least from what my family tells me. And then, yeah, then drove home. We had to go through traffic 3 different times. Traffic to get out of the venue. There's at least like 50,000 people, I think, or something like that, trying to leave the venue. And then there was an accident that caused, I don't know, like a 30-minute break. And then there was another traffic break with like police cars that stalled us for another 30 minutes. So yeah, all that driving, all that waiting, and being up for 22 hours straight. Yeah, that was pretty tired. But I had a really good time. It was totally worth it. Here's some photos. I think these photos alone made the whole trip worth it. But anyways, I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. Let's react to this card, and really mainly because I didn't watch the whole card, I could only really react to the big moments. I understand that Mike Mallet had a pretty good performance. I understand that the Dan Ige fight was really good. I also have this Baryal and Anders fight was really good. Um, let's see. Steve Urseg had a pretty good performance. He came out on a fight unranked, 10 days notice and won. But anyways, obviously you're here for Charles Oliveira, man. Like holy shit, dude. Charles fucking Oliveira reminding me once again why he's one of my favorite fighters. I'm not gonna act like I was confident Charles winning. I remember. I don't have a goldfish memory. Okay, well I kind of do, but like I can acknowledge when I said things, and I said that Benil Dariush was a bad matchup for Charles Oliveira. I said that Charles could definitely get ahead on the feet, but if Charles wants to grapple, I think he would have had a hard time, right? But that doesn't matter because I can at least say that Charles Oliveira was able to finish the fight in a way that I wasn't surprised that he did. You know, he hunted the finish, had great finishing instincts. The moment he hurt Dariush and sensed blood in the water, he poured it on Dariush before he had the opportunity to have any offense. Put him to the ground. Dariush attempted to scramble. Was like, nope, I'm gonna stay on top. I'm gonna control. I'm gonna keep, raining down these fists on you. And he got the first round finish, which is, man, dude, phenomenal. Phenomenal. Like really like the only like the way that I probably would have seen him winning this. But, I honestly did not know how this fight was gonna go. So I didn't know how this fight was gonna go, but I wouldn't have been surprised with, either outcome. But yeah, I mean Charles Oliveira, man, he's amazing. He is amazing. Doubt him now, folks. I still believe that Dariush is going to be a tough matchup for a lot of people. He's still a great fighter, but Charles did what he was supposed to do. He used the outlet in which he probably would have had the most success. I think. Well, not I think. From what I've seen, Dariush was doing pretty well in controlling Oliveira on the top. Even if excuse me. My voice is not the same. I've been yelling. I was yelling for 3 hours straight yesterday at the top of my lungs. Anyways, Dariush was controlling Oliveira, even though he was staying busy. Oliveira was staying busy off his back. Dariush was definitely winning the round. He was winning, close to uh, pretty much like 4 minutes, close to 4 minutes of that fight, or at least of that round. So, Dariush was having success in the way that I thought he would, and Charles had success in the way I thought he would as well. So, yeah, I mean, overall, just great. Cannot wait to see him rematch Islam again. I think that after this performance, as well as Islam's last performance against Volk, a great performance from Islam because I do think he beat, the pound for pound fighter. I don't think he's the best pound for pound because he's still bigger, but that's a whole different can of worms. Point is, after kind of the last, Olives and Islam's last fights respectively, I still think that Oliveira versus Makachev 2 is going to be a very compelling matchup, and I'm not here to call or predict that fight now, but looking forward to it. Point is, very much looking forward to it. I mean, come on, man, Charles Oliveira, man. Anyways, um, apparently Nunes shut out Aldana completely. 50-45, 50-44, 50-43. I believe it was an identical scorecard to Juliana Pena, and if that Juliana Pena 2, and if that fight was anything, then yeah, Nunes probably dominated Aldana for 25 minutes. And she retired. And wow, just gotta say, wow, wow, wow. I'm sure that many people are already discussing this online, but Amanda Nunes, with her retiring now after this defense, I mean, how could you not consider her one of the greatest, fighters of all time, as well as like the greatest women's fighter of all time? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm gonna put her. I'm not gonna act like women's bantamweight is super competitive or women's featherweight. That dead division, right? But still, like I mean, like yeah, um, to go out with money, to go out with prestige and accomplishments, to go out with your health, and to go out on top. Very few fighters gets one of those when they retire, let alone a few. And Amanda Nunes is going to be like she's going to make the very short list of fighters who retired with all four. You know what I mean? There's a few like Khabib, right? Who and possibly John Jones like soon, who retired with very little adversity, right? But then, at least in Khabib's case, it was too soon. He couldn't, even though he did accomplish a pretty good amount, he didn't accomplish as much. He left more to be desired. Someone like DC, who failed to regain the heavyweight championship against Stipe Miocic in their third fight. Glover Teixeira, who's 40 years old, got to win the championship once, never successfully defended it, and never got it back. Right? You look at all these cases, and very few, like I said, you go out on top the way that Amanda Nunes did. And once again, regardless if women's bantamweight and women's featherweight is like not that deep as far as competition, um, but it's definitely a career that I feel like will age well. Just once again because very few fighters get all of those things that I mentioned before, let alone a few or one, right? So just this video is just to appreciate Amanda Nunes and her career. Happy retirement, Amanda Nunes. Like I said, I'm not gonna act like I've been following her all this time. I'm only a recent MMA fan by at least the standard of how long and how deep Amanda Nunes' career is. So just gonna give my thanks. I'm gonna give appreciation. I'm gonna give my appreciation to Amanda Nunes. Definitely one of the greatest of all time. Easily the greatest women's fighter of all time. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. I mean, not much because I obviously didn't really witness this card. No, I mean not really. I didn't witness this card at all. Like no full fight in its entirety. I'm looking forward to going back and watching some of these on Fight Pass. It should be pretty interesting. And I know that this summer we got some good cards up ahead. Stay tuned for a little bit more MMA stuff as well as some anime manga stuff coming soon. And yeah, that's my immediate reaction. I'll catch you all next time.